Forget the maps and the online rankings. If you really want to know DC, you've got to see it for yourself. With over 130 neighborhoods packed into the city, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. So I'm putting you in the passenger seat for a driving tour through DC's most desirable neighborhoods. No filters, no fluff, just the real vibe of the city. Along the way, I'll show you hotspots, local gems, and give you a feel for what it's really like to live here. Buckle up, let's take a ride. So first up is Georgetown. It's a neighborhood that truly has it all. Historic row houses, cobblestone streets, and a gorgeous waterfront. The vibe here, I would say, is old world charm blended with a modern lifestyle. M Street is the main commercial artery in Georgetown. You have a lot of designer clothing stores, lifestyle retailers. You have national brands and boutiques. You have a lot of foot traffic here as well. So you have locals, and then you have a lot of tourists that come to Georgetown. It's constantly buzzing. It's a really high energy neighborhood. And for the businesses, you're going to see mostly 19th century facades, but they've been renovated with these modern interiors. There's some great restaurants along here. Osteria Mazza, which is a traditional Italian restaurant. That's a newer restaurant here. Fantastic. One of my favorites in Georgetown. You have Biddy and Bo's coffee shop up here on the left. They employ only disabled workers, and which is really sweet. And they also have some of the best customer service in there because of it. So now take a left on Wisconsin Avenue, and it's a continuation of M Street. You're going to see a lot of high-end boutique, art galleries, restaurants, more local shops. Another favorite coffee shop in Georgetown is Mama, which is all Wisconsin. Wisconsin is the backbone of Georgetown. So on the west of Wisconsin, you have the West End, so you have a lot grander homes and wider footprint homes. On the East End, it's more residential and a little quieter. And then throughout each, you will see some small businesses like little corner stores spread throughout the residential areas. For instance, you have Call Your Mother Bagels, Statachowski's Deli, Morgan's Pharmacy, and Fuel Body Pilates. So there's so many charming blocks in Georgetown. You'll see a lot of federal style row houses, although don't expect any two to be alike. You'll see a lot of the original details with gas lamps and the original ironwork. A lot of curb appeal. It's quite stunning. I never get tired of being in Georgetown. Now, what you won't see from the street, and which is hidden behind the walls or the row houses themselves, are these rear gardens. And a lot of Georgetown is known for that. And it's a private little backyard. It's like an oasis from the hustle and bustle of the city. You also expect to see a lot of narrow streets, as Georgetown was built out long before there were cars. There's cobblestone sidewalks. And of course, it's a neighborhood that's in high demand. So prices generally start at $1 million and up. There are also some condos in Georgetown as well. As you get closer to the water, there's a lot of pre-war buildings, and then there's some more modern and updated buildings, and there certainly are a handful of really nice penthouse condos as well. So one thing very unique to Georgetown is the waterfront here. It's a very scenic and vibrant area on the Potomac River. There's a lot of natural beauty. You have a view of the Arlington skyline, which is quite amazing. And at the heart of the waterfront is the waterfront park. You have some fountains that the kids seem to love. You have a huge, lush lawn area. There's bike paths in the park, walking, picnicking, and they've even done some outdoor movies on the lawn during the summer as well. There are restaurants and cafes, some amazing food. Viola Mara is on the water. They have some tables inside and out. Some of the best food in the city. Sequoias is there. They have a huge outdoor seating area as well as indoor. Great food, great drinks, very fun place to go. There's a boardwalk and a public boat dock at the waterfront as well. A lot of people like to arrive by boat, tie up there, go visit the waterfront or visit Georgetown. So next we're going to head east to one of DC's most iconic and energetic neighborhoods. You'll find many blocks of grand old row homes. You'll find international embassies and a pretty buzzing cafe scene. I would describe the neighborhood as classic charm with a creative artsy vibe. The Dupont Circle neighborhood centers around the Dupont Circle Park, which is a lively park with a fountain in the middle. It's a favorite spot for locals who want to relax or people watch or read or listen to live music that they have sometimes on the weekends. They recently added some Adirondack chairs so you can get under the trees and it could be a quiet, peaceful place. But life here in Dupont kind of centers around this park. Dupont Circle is also known for its artistic vibe. You have the Underground, which is an art venue that's housed in a former abandoned trolley station that's below Dupont Circle Park. They're only open for special events. You have the Phillips Collection Museum, which is a world-class art museum housed in a former art collector's mansion in Dupont. It's kind of a boutique-sized museum, but they have some pretty world-class art. They have some Picasso, Van Gogh, Renoir. They also have a great cafe in there, the Bread First Cafe, an amazing salmon sandwich. Then you have the O Museum in the mansion, which is one of the most unusual and eclectic museums here in DC. It's one where all the artifacts in the museum are actually for sale. So what kind of homes can you expect to find in Dupont Circle? You have a lot of Victorian row houses. Many of them have elegant facades that have been really well maintained over the years. You have row houses that have been converted into condos. So you have a lot of condos inside of row homes. Most of the condo buildings are going to be pre-war, but overall, there's plenty of historic charm here in Dupont Circle. In fact, of all the historic neighborhoods in DC, this neighborhood has done perhaps the best job of preserving that historic charm. Dupont has one of the best walk scores in the city and actually in the country. It's a 99 out of 100. The bike score, I believe, is 99 as well. There's a Dupont Circle Metro rail station, which is in the center of the neighborhood, so it's easily accessible no matter where you live in Dupont Circle. There are also 3 major commercial corridors where you can find shops and restaurants. You have Connecticut Avenue, which is where we are now. You have the Tomate, which is a great Italian restaurant. You have shops and boutiques and bookstores. Kramer Books is up here. That's one of the more famous bookstores in the city, and you can actually see some real books in there. And then there's a cafe in the back, the Afterwards Cafe, which is quite nice. You have P Street, which has tea and coffee shops and local businesses. And then it also has second story books for used and rare books, which is another popular place. And then there's 17th Street, which has many more restaurants. It has a hardware store and a grocery store. And then you have local gems like Annie's Paramount Steakhouse. It's been here, I want to say it's been here like 50 years. Then you have Floriana, which is another amazing Italian place. There's several other coffee shops over there. There's an amazing farmers market here, one of the best in the city. My wife and I typically go there. There's a great dog park, S Street Dog Park. A couple of the hidden gems here are Iron Gate Restaurant and the Tabard Inn. So the Tabard Inn is over 100-year-old inn, but they have a fantastic restaurant and bar inside. Next, we are headed right next door to a neighborhood that's become a magnet for foodies. It's known to locals. However, outside of DC, it's somewhat of a hidden gem. And that's because the reputation has really been established in the last couple of decades. It suffered tremendous damage from fires in 1968, and it's taken decades to recover. It's now one of the hottest neighborhoods in the city, and that's Logan Circle. So let's start here. Like Dupont Circle, Logan Circle is named after the circle, the traffic circle here with the park in the middle. It's surrounded by some gorgeous Victorian row houses. In fact, it's the only circle in the city still left with all the original homes. One of the most beautiful homes is 1 and 2 Logan Circle here. And a lot of people don't know this, but that house inspired the movie War of the Roses with Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner. The couple that originally owned it, it was one house, and they were undergoing a divorce. And during that divorce, they were arguing, so they split the house in half to 1 and 2 Logan Circle. Also, you'll find a lot of people love to hang out in the park here. You'll see people reading, throwing the ball or the frisbee with their dogs. In fact, I bring my dogs over here in the evening for a little happy hour. Occasionally, they'll have live music here as well. So the neighborhood is known for its stylish vibe. And 14th Street is right at the center of that. It's lined with top restaurants, shops, theaters, beer gardens, several wine places. It's a very vibrant area, especially on the weekends. You can see a show at the Studio Theater or the Source Theater. You can see live music at the Black Cat. You can go sit outside with your dog and have a beer at Aslan Beer Garden. That's a really cool place. They have a food truck, actually, permanent food truck on site. There's Le Diplomat, which is a Parisian brasserie, which is one of the more popular restaurants in the city. They have one of the best burgers in the city and an amazing brunch. There's Chicken and Whiskey, which is a chicken place, but in the very back, they have this freezer door, like you're going into the freezer of the kitchen. If you open that up, there's a speakeasy whiskey bar. There is Bresco, which is a Michelin star restaurant. And then right on top of that is Jaunt. Some people call it Jaunt, but it's actually pronounced Jaunt, which is 2 Michelin star restaurant by the same group. Then you have Japonese, which is another new Japanese fusion type restaurant. So a lot of great offerings. There's the Whole Foods here, Trader Joe's, CVS. So just about everything you need it in your daily life is within walking distance of Logan Circle. And since 14th Street is so central to the neighborhood, no matter where you live, you'll have convenient access to all these things. The old homes here have a lot of character. And they're kind of the crown jewel of Logan Circle. You'll see a lot of bay windows, turrets, some intricate stonework. Most have the original brick facade. You'll also see some newer loft and mid-rise condo buildings. You'll see some old, like this one particular condo conversion from the old Barracks school. You'll find a lot of rooftop decks. On 14th Street, the condo buildings tend to be glass and steel buildings. There's a few buildings with some nice penthouses and high-end flats near 14th and P, but a great mix of historic charm and modern flair. Logan Circle's energy is quite contagious, but now let's drive 4 miles to the east to a neighborhood that's known for its history and its community. Outside of Washington, Capitol Hill is known for the government buildings, the U.S. Capitol and the Supreme Court. But behind those buildings is the largest residential neighborhood in DC, Capitol Hill. It's a different world behind the buildings. It feels much more residential. Now, you'll have cafes and restaurants spread throughout the neighborhoods, and there are several commercial corridor areas, which I'll show you. But for the most part, the neighborhood of Capitol Hill is very warm, relaxing. It's easy to strike up a conversation because most of the foot traffic is just going to be your neighbors. I would also say it's very family friendly and playground rich. There are some really nice parks here. You have Lincoln Park, which is a very large green space. It's very popular with the dog walkers. You'll see families out there, joggers, some workout classes, and then a lot of people just looking to relax. Stanton Park is another big one, another great place for relaxing and community gatherings. So you'll see a lot of historic row homes. Most of them were built in the 1800s. You're going to find Victorian, Federal, Italianate architecture. Most of them have been beautifully restored. You'll still see a lot of the wrought iron fence work around the properties and shaded tree cover along the streets. And there's just a lot of character here in Capitol Hill. So who is it going to appeal to? So I would say anybody who values charm, walkability, proximity to the core DC neighborhoods like downtown. So now we're pulling into Eastern Market. This is one of the two main commercial areas within the neighborhood. But Eastern Market is pretty unusual. It's a community hub, it's a small neighborhood, and it's an actual public market. In fact, it's the oldest public market in DC. They have produce, meats, cheeses inside. They do a flea market on the weekends. There's also a little cafe inside. And then surrounding Eastern Market is a charming little small town. You have cafes and restaurants. There is a Trader Joe's here. You have bookstores and boutiques. It's a very walkable part of Capitol Hill, and it's kind of self-contained. And it can get a little energetic on the weekends, but certainly not overwhelming. So another lively area is Barracks Row. It's known for its local food and nightlife. You'll see a lot of the storefronts here have been beautifully restored. You'll find restaurants and cafes and independent shops and live music. It's quite lively in the evenings and on the weekends. And there's a couple of local favorite restaurants, Ambar and Rose's Luxury, that are here. For our last stop, let's head to a neighborhood that's different from what we've previously seen on the list. The homes are grand, the streets are quiet, you get the sense of privacy, and which is somewhat rare in DC. I'm talking about Kalorama. It's one of the more prestigious neighborhoods. It's known for historic mansions, high-profile residents, diplomatic residents, and international embassies. So you'll notice that there's some Beaux Arts, Georgian Revival, and Mediterranean-style homes here. Most of them date back to the early 1920s. You predominantly have larger homes, larger lots, beautiful gardens, well-maintained landscape. It has a very polished and private feel. It's also noticeably quiet. Most of the foot traffic here is going to be from the residents themselves, not outsiders. The walk score here is 90, but there's no commercial districts in Kalorama. You do have nearby Dupont Circle and Adams Morgan. So there are some elegant townhomes here as well. And some of those are quite large, like 3,000 to 7,000 square feet large. Some of them are larger than the homes here in Kalorama. So it isn't just about grand homes. You have Kalorama Park, which is a 3-acre park with playgrounds, basketball courts, community garden. You have Mitchell Park, which is a nice little hidden park. You have the charming Spanish Steps, which were inspired by Rome's Spanish Steps. Kalorama rounds out the tour with a sense of calm and distinction. Each of these neighborhoods offers its own flavor of DC living. Finding the right one is the key to loving life in DC, and these are certainly not all the neighborhood choices you have. If you're ready to start your search, reach out using the contact information below. I'm here to help you find the perfect fit for you. And if you want to learn more about DC, check out this next video where I rank the best and worst places to live in Washington, DC.